Welcome to OLevels Economics Unit 18 workers. People choose different occupations for many reasons, and these reasons can be grouped into three main categories: wage factors, non wage factors, and limiting factors. Wage factors, also known as monetary factors, relate directly to the income earned from a job. The total income a worker receives is called earnings, and this may include basic wages or salaries, overtime pay, bonuses, and commission. Wages, sometimes referred to as salaries or pay, are a major influence on occupational choice. Generally, the higher the wage offered, the more attractive a job becomes. Many workers are paid for a standard number of hours, but wages can also vary depending on how work is measured. Under a time rate system, workers are paid according to the number of hours they work. This system benefits employers by making labour costs predictable and allows workers to bargain collectively over wage rates. However, it does not reward hard work, since all workers are paid the same regardless of effort. This weakness is addressed by the piece rate system, where workers are paid according to their output. This system encourages productivity, but can only be used when output is easy to measure and products are standardized, which is why it is common in manufacturing and agriculture, but rare in services. Although piece rates reduce the need for supervision, workers may focus on quantity rather than quality, and excessive pressure can harm health. Overtime pay is extra pay given to workers who work beyond normal hours, usually at a higher rate. Overtime benefits workers who want to increase their income and helps employers respond to increased demand without hiring additional staff. It is easier to reduce overtime than to make workers redundant if demand falls. However, long hours can cause fatigue, reducing productivity and quality of work. Bonuses are additional payments awarded for high performance, such as exceeding output targets, completing work early, or increasing profits. Bonuses can motivate workers and encourage loyalty, but if they are perceived as unfair, they may create resentment and reduce morale. Commission is commonly paid to sales staff and is based on a percentage of the value of sales made. It may be paid alongside a basic wage or form the entire income. People do not always choose the highest paid job. Non-wage factors, also called non-monetary factors, often play a significant role. Job satisfaction is particularly important. Occupations such as nursing and teaching may not be highly paid, but they offer personal fulfillment through helping others. Some jobs, such as those of surgeons or professional athletes, combine both high pay and high satisfaction. The type of work also matters. Many people prefer non-manual work because it is less physically demanding, offers greater mental stimulation, and usually carries higher status and pay. While some people are willing to do dangerous jobs like bomb disposal, most prefer safer working environments. Working conditions influence job choice as people prefer clean, comfortable surroundings, friendly colleagues, and regular breaks. Working hours also vary widely. Some jobs involve long hours or unsociable shifts, such as nursing or emergency services, while others offer part-time or flexible working arrangements. Shift work involves working at different times of the day or night, and is common in healthcare and manufacturing. Holidays differ across occupations. Teaching is well known for long holiday periods, which can be attractive especially for parents. Pensions are becoming increasingly important as people live longer. Public sector jobs often provide more generous pensions than private sector jobs, making them more attractive in the long term. Fringe benefits are additional non-cash rewards such as subsidized meals, healthcare, housing, or company vehicles. High-profile occupations, such as professional footballers, often receive extensive fringe benefits. Job security refers to how likely workers are to keep their jobs. Occupations with stable demand and long-term contracts, such as civil service roles, offer high job security, while casual or seasonal work offers little protection. Career prospects are another key factor. Many people accept low pay initially if promotion opportunities are good. Professions such as law, medicine, and accountancy often start with low pay but offer higher earnings as experience and qualifications increase. Firm size can also influence choice. Large firms often offer better pay, benefits, and promotion opportunities, while smaller firms may provide a friendlier working environment. Location matters too, as working closer to home saves time and travel costs. There are also limiting factors that restrict occupational choice. These include qualifications, skills, experience, and geographic location. Occupational mobility, which is the ability to change jobs, and geographic mobility, which is the ability to move to a different area, can widen occupational choice. Choosing one occupation involves an opportunity cost, as taking one job means giving up the next best alternative. Workers often trade off pay against job satisfaction. For example, when a highly paid worker moves into a lower paid but more satisfying occupation. Wage determination and differences in earnings are mainly explained by the demand for and supply of labour. When demand for labour is high and supply is low, Wages tend to be high, as seen in the case of doctors. Doctors earn high wages because there is strong demand for their services and a limited supply of workers with the necessary qualifications. In contrast, cleaners tend to earn lower wages due to high supply and lower demand. Skilled workers usually earn higher wages because they are in high demand and short supply, while unskilled workers often earn low wages due to high supply and low demand. Dangerous jobs tend to offer higher wages because the supply of workers willing to do such jobs is limited, for example, steeplejacks. Wages are often higher in the secondary and tertiary sectors than in the primary sector due to higher demand for labour in manufacturing and services. Relative bargaining power also affects wages. Workers with strong trade unions or professional organisations, such as doctors and lawyers, tend to receive higher wages. Workers with weak or no union representation, such as cleaners and waiters, usually have lower bargaining power and lower wages. Public sector workers are often more unionised than private sector workers. Government policies also influence wage levels. The national minimum wage sets a wage floor to protect low-paid workers. If it is set above the equilibrium wage, it may cause unemployment, but if productivity and demand increase, it can raise both wages and employment. Other government policies, including training requirements and policies promoting economic growth, also affect wages. Public opinion influences wage levels, as jobs requiring long training periods, such as doctors, are expected to be well paid. Workers also seek to maintain wage differentials, for example, between firefighters and police officers. Social attitudes can affect wages, including attitudes towards women's work in some countries. Discrimination occurs when workers are treated unfavourably because of gender, race, or other factors. This reduces demand for their labour and leads to lower wages. Women are often paid less due to fewer qualifications, concentration in low-paid jobs, lower union membership, and discrimination. Earnings change over time due to changes in the demand for and supply of labour. Demand for labour may increase because of increased demand for the product, higher labour productivity, or a rise in the price of capital, leading to the substitution of labour for capital. For example, pilots' pay has risen due to increased air travel. A decrease in the supply of labour leads to higher wages and may be caused by a fall in the labour force, higher qualification requirements, reduced non-wage benefits, or better pay and conditions in alternative jobs. As economies develop, employment and wages tend to shift from the primary sector to the secondary and tertiary sectors. The tertiary sector includes both high-paid jobs, such as surgeons and judges, and low-paid jobs, such as shop assistants. Changes in bargaining power over time also affect earnings. Stronger trade unions or the threat of industrial action can lead to higher wages, as seen with public sector workers such as NHS staff in the UK. Government policies can change earnings by expanding the public sector, increasing the national minimum wage, improving education and training, introducing immigration policies, enforcing anti-discrimination laws, and encouraging or adopting new technology. Technology may reduce demand for some types of labour, such as bank staff, while increasing demand for others, such as delivery drivers. Changes in public opinion can also affect earnings over time, for example, when certain professions lose public regard. Individual earnings usually increase with age due to experience, training, and promotion, but they may fall due to reduced overtime, a move to less demanding work, or financial problems faced by employers. The extent to which earnings change depends on the elasticity of demand for labour and the elasticity of supply of labour. Demand for labour is more elastic when labour costs make up a large proportion of total costs, when labour can be easily substituted with capital, when demand for the product is elastic and in the long run. Supply of labour is more inelastic when high qualifications and long training periods are required, when employment levels are high, when labour mobility is low, and when workers have a strong sense of vocation. Over time, labour supply becomes more elastic. When both demand and supply of labour are inelastic, a change in demand leads to a larger change in wage rates. Specialisation involves concentrating on particular products or tasks, while division of labour occurs when workers specialise in specific tasks within the production process. The advantages of specialisation and division of labour include lower unit costs as workers become more skilled through repetition, increased output per worker, faster training, time saved by not switching tasks, and easier design of machinery for specific tasks. Workers may also be able to pursue specific interests, and repetitive tasks may reduce pressure for some individuals. However, there are also disadvantages. Workers may experience boredom, leading to mistakes, absenteeism, and high labour turnover. It can be difficult to cover absences due to narrow skills, and workers may face unemployment if demand for their specialised skill falls, such as coal miners. Talents may be underutilised, although workers with highly demanded skills may benefit from higher wages. For the economy, specialisation and division of labour are beneficial if they reduce costs and improve quality, leading to higher exports, but they can be harmful if they cause worker dissatisfaction, low quality, or structural unemployment. Thanks for watching.